Hi, I'm Kate with Kate's Paper Creations. Welcome to my weekly current catalog video and blog where I feature current products from Stampin' Up! And sometimes I sneak in some other things, but today that will be the case. Anyway, let me show you what we're going to make today. It is this card right here. It is just an absolutely beautiful card, and it's actually quite simple to make. So, we started with a 5.5 by 8.5 white thick cardstock for the base, scored at 4 1/4 to make a side fold A2 greeting card. The second piece I cut is 4 by 5 1/4, and it is embossed with the Scripty 3D embossing folder, and I'm hoping you can see it. It's just got this beautiful script there. And I am going to attach that to the front of this card with dimensionals. And because it is just a little bit flimsy, I'm going to put a fair number on there. Something I've learned but don't always remember to do is that when you put these on, if you just give them a quick punch right in the middle with your fingernail, it pops up the edges of that cover that's on there and makes them much easier to peel off most of the time. Don't you just love it? And here we go. Much quicker than normal, I think. And we're going to place that on the card. You want to make sure your script is the right direction for the side. I'm doing with the fold on this side. I hold it up at an angle until I get it just right for the 1/8 of an inch border on the edge and across the top and bottom, or right and left, however you want to look at it. And there is that piece. The next piece I cut is from the gold foil, and it is cut, let me look at my paper so I get it right, 2 3/8 by 3 1/4. And then the next piece is a piece of regular Whisper white, and I used an original piece that was 2.5 by 3 3/4, and then I used the stitched rectangle, or rectangle stitched, I'm not sure how it goes, die, and I used the 5th largest, so just counting from the outside, 1 2 3 4 5, I used this 5th largest die and cut it out, and that way there wasn't any waste around the edges to throw, to waste the cardstock. So that's what this is. Then I am going to reach over here and get a piece of scratch paper, put it behind, and I'm going to stamp this with, excuse me, with stamps from Forever Fern. And I'm going to use this one here and this one here. And I am stamping this one with shaded spruce, and it's just going to come down from the corner of the card, and it's full strength, just like that. Then I'm going to stamp the other one with Granny Apple Green, and it's going to also just come down from the corner, and it's going to overlap, and some of it will go over the edge of the card, and that's okay. I just want it to kind of look like it's coming from the same place, just like that. Then there's a couple different ways you can do this. I am bringing in gold ink. It is not available in a current Stampin' Up! Catalog. It was at one time and is no longer. But if you're like me and you have a stamping stash in your house, you probably have a gold ink pad. And so that's what I'm going to use today, just to keep this a little bit simpler. However, you could use Versamark and gold embossing powder, which are both current products. But today I'm not going to do that. But I did give you an option, and if you wanted to, you could. And I'm just going to put a spot of that gold up there, and another spot. This stamp also came from the Forever Fern, and another spot of it down here, just like that. Got a little bit of an edge there, which I didn't want, but you get the idea. Then I stamped the sentiment, which came from the stamp set called Peaceful Moments, and it's just thank you. And I'm going to stamp it with Forever Fern right across, kind of at an angle. just like that. So that's my art piece, and I'm going to attach it flat to the gold. So I'm just going to use snail. This is actually Tombow. I buy it in the bulk. Okay, and we're going to center this on here, and it's going to have a very fine, thin border all the way around, just like that. Now, of course, if you're stamping it, you would not want to get that little smudge in there, but that's what happens sometimes. Then this attaches to the front of the card with dimensionals as well. And then to finish it off, I added some gold glitter enamel dots. You can see there's one there and one there. And I also have this lovely stamp, and it's a bow that I saved from a former stamp set. I honestly do not know what stamp set it came from, but I fell in love with the bow, and it is just the most beautiful thing. And I am going to stamp it with the gold ink as well. And then I'm going to cut it out with snips. And it might take a minute to dry. This is a pigment-based gold ink, so do be careful and let it dry. And I don't leave a white border around. I'm cutting it just right next to the edge of the piece, so it takes me a little longer because I'm being fickle and picky and whatever else you want to call it. Get the excess out of the way. And could use a heat tool and kind of dry this out just a little bit so you don't have to worry about smearing it. But I'm just being careful not to stick my fingers in it so I can get it made to show you. It's really not that hard to do. Get it cut out, and you can see from my original here where I put it up there in the corner of the stems. Kind of tied those stems together with a bow. And almost there. Just like that. And I just stuck it on with a mini glue dot. It does not need to be popped up to look beautiful. So I just put a mini glue dot on the back of it right in here. Got an extra mini glue dot on my finger, and I'm going to put it right here like this on the corner to hold that together like that. And then I added those gold glitter enamel dots and just added one to the center of each of the gold dots, just right in the middle, just anywhere actually. And there's several different sizes here, so you could do it any number of ways or use any size you want, but you can see there's 2 different sizes in there, or 3. Yeah, 3 different sizes. There are 3, 4, and 5 millimeters. So that puts that in there. I'm not going to put this on here because I probably won't use it as a finished product until I fix the smudge that I made. But apart from that, that's the card. That's how easy it is to make and how beautiful it is when it's done. Hope you enjoyed today's video. I invite you to shop at my online store. The link to that is in the description below. And you can also visit my blog at katespapercreations.org. Thanks for stopping by.